Welcome back to the Dragon Den. My loyal Dragonites, King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Evil Ryu. And so here we have Evil Ryu posed and out of the packaging, and he does look impressive. Before we have a look at his details, let's actually run through his accessories. Evil Ryu does come with 3 very impressive head sculpts, as well as 2 interchangeable sets of hands. His Hadouken and Shakuretsu Hadouken, as well as 2 signs. One of them is intact and one of them is broken. So a pretty decent set of accessories here for Evil Ryu. With his accessories out of the way, let's move on to his details. In true fighting game fashion, Evil Ryu is just a repaint of that Jada Toys Ryu. However, his skin tone is much darker and he is wearing a dark blue gi. His face is rather impressive, looking really evil with his blacked out eyes and his purple irises. There's some phenomenal paintwork here in his head, and you can see his eyebrows still go over his red headband. Unlike the previous Ryu, his hair is actually brown instead of black. It's the exact same gi that we saw on that original Ryu figure, however it is done in this really nice dark blue. The texturing on it is still very impressive, and I like the fact that the sleeves are torn. And just like that previous Ryu figure, his gi is removable. And underneath that gi we have a fantastic body mold with some very impressive paintwork. His skin tone is much darker than Ryu's, however we get a lot of shading throughout his muscular physique. From his chest to his abs all the way to the back, he has some phenomenal shading here in his torso. And that shading continues onto his really muscular arms, where all the muscle striations have this really nice shading. He has phenomenal paintwork on his arms all the way down to his gloves, which also look impressive. He is still wearing a black belt, which looks nice, and it still has those characters on the one side. The pants are still really nicely textured using that same mold. You can see all the folds and wrinkles, which look impressive. It's also done in this really nice dark blue, which looks very good here on Evil Ryu. And the bottom of his pants are torn, which is pretty accurate to the character. His feet carry over that same skin color, which looks nice, and we do have some shading in his feet. Despite being a recolor of the original Ryu figure, Evil Ryu is still really impressive in terms of detail. With his details out of the way, let's get him compared to our usual suspects. Here we have Evil Ryu posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and DC Multiverse Superman, Mattel's WWE Elite Collection and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man, the Lightning Collection White Ranger, and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have Evil Ryu posed next to the Jada Toys Ryu and Fei Long. And for one final comparison, we have the Jada Toys Evil Ryu posed next to the Storm Collectibles Evil Ryu. So overall a good size here for Evil Ryu. He will fit into most of your 1/12 collections, and he scales perfectly with the rest of your Jada Toys Street Fighter collection. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at his articulation. Evil Ryu has a ball joint in the head and in the neck, butterfly joints at his shoulders, arms go out to the side and do a full 360, swivel at his bicep and double jointed elbow, hinge and swivel at his wrist, ball joints in his upper torso and in his lower torso, legs go forward, kick back, go out to the side and have a thigh swivel, double bend in his knee, swivel at his ankle, a hinge in the ankle, and forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So his articulation is the exact same that we saw on that Ryu figure, and I think the articulation is a little bit tighter here. It works perfectly for the character, so I'm absolutely loving what they did with Evil Ryu. So with everything said and done, let's get Evil Ryu posed for my final thoughts. The Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Evil Ryu is a really good addition to the Street Fighter collection. Just like in-game, he is a reskin of that original Ryu figure, which I'm not really going to complain about because I really did enjoy it. I really do like the color scheme here on Evil Ryu. The dark blue gi is a really nice touch. The darker skin tone is a really nice touch, and I love all the paintwork that went into his muscles. I especially like the fact that Jada Toys threw in 2 versions of the Hadouken, and some stage props never hurt anything, which is a really nice inclusion by Jada Toys. One major drawback to Evil Ryu is that he was this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figure. He was also sold on the Jada website. Unfortunately, he did sell out really fast. The only way to get Evil Ryu at this point is secondhand market, where he is valuing about $100 to $150. He's not an essential character to the roster, however, if you do want Evil Ryu, you will have to track him down and pick him up at secondhand market pricing. I'm still really happy with this purchase, and if you're a fan of Street Fighter, definitely try and track him down. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all of my other Street Fighter videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, recent prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my fellow Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.